Welcome.
Welcome back. Another episode of If I Knew Pod with your host, Paul from Speak Life Hypnosis and my brother.
Vito, oh my god. Damn it, bro. Vito,
Every week,
Vito.
bro.
Cut
Every
this
week,
one out.
bro. This is
Cut
week
this one
10.
out.
All
We do
right, all right,
it.
all right, all right. All right. I'm gonna keep this in the bloopers though.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, welcome back to another episode of If I Knew Podcast with your host. I'm Paul from Speak Life Hypnosis and my brother.
It's me, Vito. Vito Visuals. You know how I do.
All right, so last week was a good episode, man. It was a nice it was a kickback episode, but it actually got a little deep too. So I like it when we can still tie things in and make it relevant. But
Yeah, facts.
yeah, let's jump right in, bro. How's your week?
It was good. It was good. One of my friends had his birthday weekend this week, and we went ATV riding. Went for the first time, bro. Oh
That
my
looked
days.
fun, man. I ain't gonna hold you.
It
That looked
was. It was like deep in the Pocono Mountains. I forget what the place was called, but his tire broke. Yo, like that. One of the axles came out of the tire. One of the rods for the wheel came out, and
oh.
he crashed into a tree. Yeah,
Damn.
he crashed into a tree, and yeah. So we had there was a 14-year-old kid who was our guy. Like
Uh,
it was two groups, like
mm,
a whole group of like white people,
mm,
like three, and then us, and then a group of us,
right.
and so there was two guys. First we started together, then was separated. Then it was like the one group of white people went with the 14-year-old guy, and then one with this old head who just was driving us through the mud, bro. Literally you know how it be like white people love mudding. Like when you in Delaware, like you go to a school with a lot of kids that be like, oh yeah, I love to go
To
mudding. I
get on the
love to
truck
go.
and go mudding,
Yeah,
that's a big thing. Yeah.
yeah, bro. So it literally was that we was just going literally through every single mud they could find because it had just rained in the past couple of days, and every single like just driving through it. So
Great.
during one of those drives, because it was a bump, you going through trees and stuff, tree lines and everything, and his rod came out, popped out. The wheel, he hit the tree. The wheel popped off. This 14-year-old kid drove his ATV, the three
Mm,
wheel, now it's on three wheels. Now it's three wheels. Drove it back on three wheels back to the place where we started from. Like I was like, yo, this, and he was riding crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. This kid, he looked like a professional out there. He was like,
wow.
yeah, I'm only 14. Yeah, I was like, you do this every summer? He was like, yeah, every summer. It's fun. I love to do it. He sounds like an old head talking about.
Right. Nah, he's seasoned. That's it.
Oh, bro, he is seasoned. He was taking off on that. Yo, well, not my sister. My sister's friend afraid to like hit the gas, bro. Cause
Right.
so we was doing like partner rides, and I was riding with her, and
Mm.
she afraid to hit the gas. I'm like, bro, you gotta send it. She was just, but you gotta anywhere you go, you gotta lane if you're turning. So if you're
Right.
turning left or right, you gotta lane. And sometimes I will forget, so it would be harder on her to to like to turn. So nah, shit. Let me go with you. Yeah, but it was overall it was fun. It was good though. Clothes was dusty out.
I
Yeah.
bet. But damn, bro, that do sound fun. That's been on my bucket list to ride ATVs for real, especially on some off road jumps like that. And how much did that cost?
It was like 125 a person.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
It was like for an hour. We were riding for an hour and a half too. So it was.
Yeah, that's a good price, man.
Yeah, it was. It would have been 2 hours flat, I think, if we have like the what's we call it trouble, the
Mm,
the ATV trouble. Yeah,
right.
it's like an ATV slash like BMX place. So there was BMX bikes, there was BMX tracks on the side. Yeah, deep in the Pocono Mountains, bro.
Damn. That's what's up, bro. I've never
Yeah,
been
it
to the
was fun.
Poconos. I'm definitely gonna be on my bucket list, man.
And then we went to this what's we call it this I don't smoke no more, but like
Right.
they do. So like we went to a what do
It's
you
my
call it? A smoke shop. It was like a smoke bank. It's like in the line between Jersey and PA. So
right.
it's like the border between Jersey and PA. And it was called like the something Alarium. I just had the name. It's called what is it called? The Apothecarium Dispensary,
That's
bro. And
crazy.
it's from an, you know how like it's an old refurbished bank turned into a smoke dispensary.
Mm,
And bro, you gotta wait in line. Like they have like the bank lines. You gotta wait in. You
yeah.
get scan your ID at the door, and then
Yeah.
they have like the a tablet screen with all these
All the different
all
strains and
yeah
stuff.
the
Yeah.
different strains, the sales going on, everything. I'm like, and the lines were packed too. It was
I bet.
packed. Yeah, John was crazy. I was like, wow, yeah. And yeah, it was overall it was a fun day though. I was just like, this is I've never been to a weed bank really for like that was real like a weed bank.
Yeah, they had a couple of that in Detroit. It wasn't legal, but they had a couple of that in Detroit. Because like the whole setup you told me, it sounded familiar. I was like, oh yeah, I've experienced that a few times.
Yeah, they had it, but it was
Yeah,
supposed to happen, but
like it would
they
shortly
had
get
it.
closed down after a while. You gotta find a new spot, but it be popping up.
That's crazy. Yeah, it was
But
fun though. Yeah. What
that's
about
what's
you,
good.
bro? What about you?
So my week. So I told you I'm trying to get back with this fitness tip, right? So I started going back to Sanda classes, the kickboxing classes. So they got it at ASU now. So
Yeah.
I went to ASU. I went over there, and bro, I forgot how much of a workout fighting sports is. like I've been running and stuff, thinking I'm cool. As soon as I came in there, bro, I'm just tired. Like just the warm up, I'm breathing heavy. Like this stuff embarrassing. like
You just remember they're gassed.
yeah, I'm gassed. Everybody looking cool, and it's just embarrassing. So then everything was going cool though. As we was going through the process, it was coming back to me, and I was cool. But then when it was time to spar, I was like, oh, okay, because I never sparred in Sonda before. Because something will always come up. Either the coach was like, oh, you don't got a cup, you can't practice. Oh, you don't got a mouthpiece, you can't spar. So I got the mouthpiece, but I was like, I ain't have a cup because I don't work. Even in football, I didn't wear a cup because I just hate the way that John feel.
Yeah.
But when running, man, when I say dude hit me with a clean shot to my groin, bro, clean shot.
So
Like
you
and it
wasn't wearing the cup.
no,
Oh my lord.
yeah, and
Oh,
he got a taekwondo background, so he's an expert at kicking. So yeah, he went for like an inside leg kick for the inside of my thigh, and just completely missed. Boom, bro! It felt like his foot was coming out, and he stuck his big toe out and just, bro. Like when I say it was nothing but yeah, nothing but growing, bro. Like he was accurate. And the funny thing is, I ain't get kicked in a hit in the groin in years, so I forgot what it felt like. So it
yeah.
was delayed. Like I felt the pain a little bit immediately, but I was cool. And they was like, "You sure?" I was like, "Yeah." I throw like two more punches. 30 seconds later, it hit me all at once. Dropped. I'm
Uh,
like, oh. Like, yo, what happened? I was like, nah, man, it's for the kick. Bro, when I say I forgot how painful that was, my whole body shut down, man. Like it felt like all my check engine lights came on at the same time, bro. I got hot. I got all sweaty, bro. My vision got blurry, man. I had cramps in my stomach. Bro, I felt like a punk. I'm just laying there breathing. I was like, yo, you got some water? They looking at me and it was like, damn, this guy.
bro, we can be this guy. It's like,
Yeah, he was looking at me like this guy. Nah, cause like I guess
you
they
was
used,
bored.
I guess they used to getting kicked there, bro. Cause there's this one guy. He said it. He drills the growing kicks for self defense. So like, yeah, this one dude, our instructor, he got kicked there like 5 times in one sparring session. I was like, yo, I told him I was like, I don't know how you can handle that, man. He was like,
I bet you put your cup on right after that.
yeah, because we talk about what we learned after class, after each class. It's like, what you learned today? It was like, Paul, I was like, I learned to wear a fucking cup. Damn, bro, I'm going to get the cup today. Like, nah, I'm done.
Never again. Don't you have your cups from like lacrosse and football?
Bro, I said I never wore a cup.
That don't mean you never had one. So you
I
just never
never,
had one.
no. I had one. I bought one the first day I'm wearing it. I was like, this don't feel weird when you're running. Because, when you first wear it, it takes a while to get used to it.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this don't feel weird when you're running. So I just threw it away. I was like, nah, I'm taking my chances.
That's all my days, bro. They
Yeah,
know your
yeah,
weak spot.
yeah, bro. So I learned my lesson. But the thing is, it got me excited because the week before they had the tryouts for nationals. not even for the national team. So it was the national competition. If you win, you're the national champion, and then you get automatically selected for the national team. So I
Yeah.
was like, okay, this is tough. This is tough because our coach, he was coached by the head coach of the national team. So like they're close personal friends. And just seeing that, bro, it's so fast. Sanda is so fast and exciting because it really mixed kickboxing with wrestling and like judo. So they flipping. I'm watching. I was like, I can see myself doing this, man. I want to join because I saw the guy in my weight class. I'm looking at him. I was like, I can take this nigga. Like, I can take this nigga. Like, let me train. I can take this dude. And everybody from my coach won gold. They all won gold, and now they're national champions. So I was like, damn, if I would have stayed with it, I could have been up. I could have at least got silver
Yeah.
because hey, it wasn't that much competition in my weight class. I could at least got silver, man. So I'm looking. I was like, damn, I got to get serious again because yeah, man, calling myself a national champion of a fighting sport, that's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. And our coach is really good because like we got coached by the national team coach too because like they're friends, so they came over and he was impressed by us. So I was like, yo, our coach knows what he's doing, man. I can really do things with this.
Yeah. That sucks though. I mean, just stay at it, I guess, you know.
Yeah, just if we got another competition because right now, okay, so they got selected for the national team. So right now they're flying down to Texas, where the coach is. He's in Lubbock, Texas, and they having a national team training camp, and then they're gonna fight at the Pan American Games in Cali. So people from all over the Americas
Yeah.
come and fight, and then from there, if you make it past there, then you go to Worlds, to the World Championship.
You missed your chance to be in the Olympics, man.
Facts, facts.
That's just one step away from the Olympics.
Facts, bro. So that's what I'm saying. All right, man, I'm gonna train hard now because they say there's another competition in November. It's not for nationals or none of that. It's just another fighting competition.
Yeah.
So all right, I'm trying to do that for November, man. Trying to do that, and I might
That's
tell
cool.
you how it goes if I win.
I'm not gonna lie. Good on you, because I can't get in the ring, bro. Like, I can't even. Not. I don't want to get hit in the face. That's the first thing. I don't want to get hit in the face.
Bro.
You know, I'm an easy bleeder. Like, it takes one punch. My
Mhm,
nose starts leaking. I
mhm.
already know that. And now I'm being called a bitch because just because I'm bleeding. So I don't want that. I don't want that problem.
Bro, I
Yeah.
ain't gonna hold you. The punch to the face is nothing because like it's
I'm not
padded.
saying it's gonna hurt, but like literally, my like here,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, I know.
so like as soon as I start bleeding, like
The worst one is the kick to the inside of your thigh because like it's just I guess that's just a weak spot there. So it's like boom, as soon as you kick it, it's like, oh, okay. It's like it immediately messes up your balance and your strength. But yeah, so I just been back on the healthy tip, man. I've been meal prepping again. I've been working out more, going to Sonder classes. So I'm gonna get myself back right. I'm
that's
trying
good.
to get down to
That's good.
188. I think that's the weight class, 190.
Yeah,
And right now I'm like 210. So I actually lost 20 pounds. I used to be I lost more than 20 pounds. I used to, bro, the biggest I got up was like 250. And then I got
sheesh.
down to 230 and now I'm at 210. So I think like I can easily get to 190 and
Yeah.
that's it. I'm telling coach like, I ain't doing no weight cutting, man. Like no, because I saw my friend that I told you he had to do weight cutting for yeah, he had to cut weight from he had to basically lose 30 pounds in 3 months.
Yeah, I
And when I
remember.
say I saw him and I didn't recognize him, bro, his face was all sunk in and hella defined. I was like, yo, you look completely different, man.
Looking like the sunken place. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I was like, okay, I'm not putting myself through that. Nah, coach, we gotta fight somebody within 5 to 10 pounds of me, man. I'm cool. I ain't doing
I'll
no
be at
30
this weight
pound weight cut.
class.
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah,
at
yeah.
this
I'm gonna
weight
just
class.
dominate this weight class.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just dominate, man. I'm
But
cool.
isn't it like good for big guys to go smaller? Because then that means because you can hurt the small guys that are going bigger because you got more like
Not necessarily. Sometimes, but you
okay,
gotta remember too,
power.
when you lose that weight, sometimes some people lose some of their power too if you don't train right.
Hmm.
So it's like you damn near put yourself back in an even playing field.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. But all right, moving on. Moving on. Oh, I gotta do better at these intros, man. So moving on. All right, so the card of the day. Here's the back of it. And the question is, what is something you wish people acknowledged about you? I don't know if y'all can see that, but I had that. What is something you wish that people acknowledged about you? And you want to go first? Should
No,
I?
you go first. You go. You
So I actually had to think about this because we do pull the cards before. So I actually had to think about this. What is one thing that I wish people acknowledged about me? And I feel like one thing is my generosity and how much I'm willing to help other people. Because that used to be one of my weak, not weak points, but that used to be something I had to work on as far as I give too much for other people where I put myself at harm's way, or I go out of my way to do something for someone where now I'm at a disadvantage.
yeah.
And it's tough because when you're a naturally giving person and caring person, people take advantage of that. So there's been times where I felt like I had. There's been times where I turned cold because I was tired of people taking advantage of that, and I got spiteful and said, "This isn't going to happen again. People are not going to take advantage of me. People don't deserve me to be friendly. People don't deserve me to help them out. So forget it. I'm just going to let people struggle. I ain't going to do nothing for anyone and be selfish." And when something's not within your character, it's gonna bother you. It's gonna eat at you because you are someone who naturally want to go help someone. I'm trying to think of an example. Yeah, for an example. So in Detroit, I had my apartment in Detroit, and I was living by myself. My uncle was running an Airbnb out of his crib, and he lived in like a mansion. And like the governor of Detroit lived in his neighborhood, like a couple of houses down. So dude lived in a mansion, and I guess he got laid off from his job or whatever. So now he's doing Airbnb to survive. He asked me the times if he can stay at my spot whenever he got guests at that's renting out his crib. So I'm
Yeah.
like, first I was like, nah, man, I like living by myself, man. I don't like niggas in my space. So at first I was gonna say, I told him nah, but then he played that uncle tactic, you know. It's like African parents, they guilt trip you pretty much, guilt trip you, and then he's like, listen, he's like, I know you're a young kid, you're in school. He's like, I can give you some money to help with the rent. I'm only gonna be in one spot. I'm barely gonna be there. I'm barely gonna be there. It's just I just need somewhere to go when people rent in the house. And I was like,
Mhm.
he pretty much played me, man, played me because you're a broke college kid. You need the bread. You struggling. So it was like, I do need the bread, man. I think it was like he was gonna pay me like 600 a month,
Yeah.
and I was like, damn, I do need the bread. So cool. I let him stay there, and that turned out being a disaster. That turned out being a disaster, bro. This man is so stereotypical African, man. This man is so stereotypical African. He's because there was one of my Cameroonian uncles, so he calling people from Cameroon, and he having land disputes on the phone. He's like, "I'll give you the money to build a house. Look at the pictures you just sent me. This place is a rock. Where's the house money? Where did you spend my?" He just cussing people out, man. Just cussing people out in the middle of the night, bro. Like, yo, yo,
Bro, I
this
got a sleeve flame.
bro. And that's the time I was working crazy hours. Like I'm pretty much only in the crib to sleep, and then I'm back in work. Like I'm
Yeah.
out the crib all day working. So when I'm coming home, he just having disputes, he cussing people out. Man, he handling business deals all loud and whatnot. And then he started bringing his girlfriend over, and I was like, "Yo, like, all right, I'm cool with that, but what's going on?" And after a while, it was just a nuisance. It was just a nuisance. So I told him, I was like, I can't do it no more. I can't do it. And I was like, yeah, I appreciate money, I appreciate the help, but nah, I need my own space back. So then it turned spiteful. He was like, all right, okay, cool. So I forgot what happened. It was something I left out the crib to go do something. And then he left and he locked the door. But I got my key in the door because I was only leaving the crib for a little bit. I think I just need to go take a walk to clear my head. And I'm thinking, okay, dude's in here.
This is after you guys just had a conversation
After
about.
we had the conversation. So he left, and Michigan huge, so he went in some upstate Michigan, man, by the lakes or whatnot. But
Yeah.
I gotta go to work, and my keys in the crib, but it's locked. So I'm calling him. I'm calling him. He's not answering. I'm calling him. I'm calling him. He's not answering, and I gotta go to work. So At that time, yeah, at that time my phone died and my charger is in the crib. So now it's like I got no way to call an Uber to go to work. I got to trek to work because the bus system out there is horrible.
Yeah.
So by the time I walked, bro, I walked like 3 miles, bro. By the time I got there, I was mad late. And person, it was a new manager. She was like, hey, Paul, man, you're late. You're mad late. We're gonna have to let you go. I was like, what?
What?
I was like, what? And mind you, at that job, bro, I legit worked a double for 2 weeks in a row. No, no breaks. And I didn't even know I did that until my mom told me. And she like, you working again? I was like, yeah. It's like, it's been 2 weeks. You ain't got no day off? And you been working double? So I would work my shift and then people call off all the time. And
You
I'll
will
be the
pick up
first
their
one. I'll be the first one they call. I'm like, yo, so I'm going out my way for people. I'm the first one you call when you need something. I'm the first one you call
oh
when
this
something goes wrong. I'm always willing to help you. I'm late just one time and you gonna fire me? You didn't even let me explain.
yeah.
So I was like, cool. Now I gotta walk all the way back home. And I gotta walk all the way back home and I still can't get in my crib. So I'm just like walking around trying to keep myself occupied. This dude ain't come back till like 10 o'clock that night.
So he took your keys out the door, locked the door, and dipped.
No, my key was in the crib. I
Oh, I thought you
only
said the
stepped
key
out for
was.
a second. Yeah,
Said the key was. You left the
yeah.
key in the.
No, I stepped out for a second to I told him to give me the spare key before I walked out, and he didn't. So I stepped out for a second to clear my head. I went for a walk. I ain't expected to be a long walk. I came back, he gone. He gone. So now I'm just stuck outside. I had to work at 3. Let's say I told we had that conversation at 12. And then I stepped out, I
Oh
came back.
God,
By
bro.
the time it was like 12:30, 1 o'clock, I realized he's gone. I had to be to work at 3. I got to work around 4. Cause yeah, it's like a 3 mile walk, but you gotta go through some highways and stuff. So it's not
Yeah.
like just a direct walk. You feel me? It's not just no easy walk. Then I gotta walk back. So I'm back at the crib probably by like 5, probably by like 6. This dude ain't come back home till like I said, 10. So now I'm just stuck outside the crib for like 4 hours, just trying to figure out what to do. I don't got no phone. I
Trying
can't
to
call
control your
nobody.
anger. You
Can't do
mad?
anything. I ain't got no bread on me because I can't go somewhere, sit down, grab something to eat. So I'm hungry. And then he came back and he's like, "Oh, Paul, sorry, I didn't see your call until I got there. He went to some city, it's like 2 hours away. Man, you always on your phone. You always on your phone. I know for a fact you saw my call.
Question: what was going through your mind in those like 4 hours? Like,
Bro,
what was going through your like? What was going through your?
bro,
What was your thought process
it
during
was
those?
straight rage. It was straight rage. I'm mad at the world. I'm mad at myself too. I'm mad at
Yeah,
my boss that fired me because I feel like didn't feel appreciated. Like I go out of my way to help you. Like I'm tired. I'm a college kid. I got mad homework, but I need the money. But I still like most people don't even answer the phone when their job calls on their off day. I still show up. I worked every day. I worked a double shift every day for 2 weeks in a row. No day off. And this is how you repay me. So I feel like, yo, I felt played. I felt used, like underappreciated, undervalued. Like I'm going out of my way to help you, man. Whenever I'm here, is peace. I'm the first person you call when something goes wrong or when you need help. But now I'm in a situation and it means nothing to you. You don't put none of that into consideration.
yeah,
And then now I'm mad at my uncle because yo, I didn't want to do this in the first place. And I feel like you played me. You played on the fact that I was a broke college kid and I knew the money. I feel like you finessed me. And the agreement we have, you didn't honor that. You start being real disruptive. You start bringing your girl in around. It's just started making it uncomfortable and unbearable. Besides that, bro, I was willing to give him my room just out of respect. Like he didn't do it, of course, but like I was willing to go that far and do that much for you, and you just cost me my job, man.
Yeah, that's what happened between you guys after that. Like when he got back, and
Oh, bro, I ain't fuck with him. Like, and that's the thing. That's the thing. Growing up African, you're trained to always be respectful, no matter how much you disrespect it. So he was playing in my face, saying some bullshit excuses, and like, I just ain't want to hear. I was like, "Hey, man, can you just get your stuff and go? Can you give me my keys, please?" And then he started arguing with me. He started arguing with me because he really didn't want to go, and he really, yeah, wanted to stay and whatnot. And he was
well,
like,
he's like,
"Oh,
you
bro,
just cost me my job. I
yeah."
had a
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, I got people. I still got people at the house. I can't just go there. They rent him. Blah, blah, blah." I was like, "Oh, please, can you just go?" Like at this point, I don't care. Like I don't care. And then why are you being so disrespectful? This and that. This and yo. Like when I say I wanted to throw hands with that man, but out of cuss him out, all that. But out of respect and just the way I'm trained, I say, "Yo, you cost me my job. You played me in the first hand. You manipulated my financial situation to get what you want. You cost me my job, and now you're being disrespectful." I feel like, bro, you just slapping me in my face over and over again. Like, if you were my age, bro, this shit wouldn't fly. I feel like it's only because you're an elder that I'm
yeah.
trying to be disrespectful. At the bare minimum, I should be cussing you out.
I think
So,
a lot of older Africans like to do that, where they'll say the most just out of pocket and do the
out of
most out of
pocket.
pocket things to you, and expect you not to react, and because they're your elder and stuff like that, you
Facts.
can't do nothing to them, and so and so. And because one thing they'll love to do is run back to your parents and tell them,
Exactly.
like,
Exactly.
I don't care how old you are. Sometimes, if especially if you're not immediate family, my immediate family, like
Yeah.
even that, my immediate family doesn't disrespect me like the way you
Exactly.
just described to me, like. So there's definitely a limit people have. You can only push people so far until like you just lose all respect for somebody and just everything goes out the window for them. I don't know. It's
That's
hard
facts.
to try to keep your cool and just keep going, and like kudos to you, because I know myself. I definitely would have been mad, but trying to keep myself calm during those
Right.
4 hours. But I would have been so mad. I would have been
Right.
so mad.
Right.
Um, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if I would have been able to kick them out, but like just like you said, it's how we were raised to
Right.
like that's still my elder type.
Yeah, and that's the thing, bro. I felt guilty kicking him out, even though I'm all the way in the right. Just the way we was trained, I still felt guilty about it. You know.
Yeah, yeah. And to for him to argue back and
Right.
like
Exactly.
you know what I mean, trying to make an argument, and he's escalating the situation. It's just
Like, do
okay. You
you
definitely don't
see
respect it. You don't
how
respect my
hard I'm
time.
trying to stay calm? Like, do you
Yeah,
see that? And you're making it a whole thing. Like, yo, at the end of the day, this is my crib, man. Like,
because he feels like you need his money. So
exactly, exactly. It's the manipulation.
that's so messed up.
It's the
That's so messed
manipulation,
up.
bro. Facts. And another thing is with my family in Detroit, man. Just I was struggling. I was struggling financially, and it seemed like stuff was always going wrong. Stuff was going wrong with my car, stuff. Something was just always happening out the blue. But every time they need something, I'm the first one to call. Hey, Paul, come help me move. I'm there. Hey, Paul, come help me do this. I'm there. Paul, come help me do this. I'm there. But
Yeah,
then they always talking about me. They always talking about me. It was like, yo, Paul, you rude, this and that, just because I don't let people disrespect me. Like that's the thing. And I would talk to them just like this. So I was like, hey, they'll call me this. I was like, why do you have to say it like that? I was like, I get it. If you want me to do this, cool. But all you had to say was this. But you call me this and that. That's not right. They was like, what do you mean that's not right? I'm your elder. I'll do this. I was like, nah, this is the way you talk to people. It's like you can't just talk to people any type of way. Like I feel like if I didn't disrespect you, why you disrespected me? And you talk to African elders like that. Oh, you're the disruptive kid. You're the
bro. I think
you're the
some
hard
people
headed.
got to understand respect is earned and not just given. Like
Exactly.
what, yo,
Exactly, exactly. So I'll be having some financial situations, and I hate asking people for money. Like I would try everything to get the bread first, and
yeah,
before I ask them for money, I asked them to do me a favor. Like, hey, can you drive me to the studio? Because that's when I was working at the radio station at the time. And mind you, it's 10 minutes away. And I don't ask as if like they're obligated to do it. I genuinely ask me, "Hey, can you drive me to the studio?" And they started off cool, and then they start getting more and more irritated. Then I hear them talking under their breath and whatnot. And so, oh, you gotta find a way to get transportation, blah, say, blah. So after a while, I just stop asking them. I just walk. Even in Detroit, man, it's wintertime, it's snowing. I gotta go to the studio. I just walk. And when I ask for bread, I was like, I always pay them back. It's like, can you help me just until this day? And then they tell me, oh, in life you can't be a beggar. Well, you gotta find a way to be more stable, this or that. So now I found out they just constantly talking about me, constantly talking about
Talking
me,
about you,
talking
talking
down on me,
down to
yeah,
you.
to each
Yeah.
other, and that made me not trust people. And that made me not trust people because I kept going out my way, and that was one of my biggest flaws. I would go out of my way to help people, and then I end up paying the price for it. And like this one recent situation, we ain't gonna talk about it, but yeah, this recent situation, I went out of my way, bro, because I felt bad. It's like this person was in the same situation I was just in. I thought it was a test. I was like, yo, if it wasn't for someone helping me and opening their doors, and I mean, someone just helping me, it could have went left for me. I don't know how I would have survived. And this person was in the same situation, so I feel like it was a test. Like, oh, I really don't want to help this person, but like I was literally in the same situation. And the only reason I survived is because someone helped me like this. I feel like is it a test from God to see if you return the same generosity that was given to you? So I felt the guilt too, the guilt. So I did it, and that shit backfired all the way, all the way. So
So, like,
mm,
in terms of your kindness and your patience, how do you think that has evolved throughout time, throughout like you getting older?
I'm
Because you
still
said,
struggling with it.
yeah,
I'm still struggling with it. Sometimes I'll just say, forget it, that's not my problem. And then I'll feel mad guilty. Sometimes I might go back and lie, I ain't gonna help you the way I want to, but I'm gonna help you a little bit. It's probably best for me not to even help you at all. Sometimes I feel myself going all the way cold, like, man, it ain't affecting me, I don't care. Like, just shut it all the way down, I don't care. And yeah, just dealing with that guilt, man, that guilt. Because this is my nature, but I got a tendency of going too far and putting myself at a disadvantage to help other people. So I'm really working on that balance, knowing who to help, who to leave alone, knowing how much to help, and having that boundary as well. I would never let myself get to a disadvantage because it's either I help too much or I go completely cold. So now it's just trying to find that middle ground and trying to get rid of the guilt.
like you don't want to be completely cold to people. You still want to be able to help people out when they need it, and especially sometimes strangers too. But there are people in life that will take 100% advantage of your kindness,
Thanks.
and you really do have to scope those people out. And like I'm not saying just cast them out your life, honestly, or keep them at now. Like I definitely understand that because sometimes you be kind to somebody and they'll take advantage. Oh, bro, I got you. I'll pay for everything. Don't worry, I got it. But now they're expecting it every time. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
there's one thing if you're asking me for help. It's one thing you're expecting me to help you
exactly,
just and
exactly,
then getting mad if I don't and stuff like yeah. And
exactly.
that's when I just start to back up all the way. I'm just like you see a pattern. It's just
Mhm.
yeah
And that's one thing I got do better at trusting myself, man. It's when I see the pattern, to trust the pattern, and then move accordingly. I
yeah
see the pattern because that's what hurts me the most. If I don't see it, I don't see it. Cool, but it hurts me when I see it and I let it happen anyway.
yeah.
That's what hurts me the most.
Cause it's like growing up and stuff and being in situations where you need to help. You understand completely where helping others can be good for them in the future, and like you want to do that. You want to be that help that maybe you didn't get, or maybe you did get from some a kind soul. And you want to be that help for people, but you can't be that help for everybody.
Exactly.
Not everybody deserves that from you. Not everybody deserves your energy, your spirit, your time.
Mhm.
Like there's only so much you can do where the dam will break. And
Right.
you just gotta let it be, and let it.
Yeah. So I gotta change how I feel about myself when I
Yeah,
set these boundaries and try to fight through the guilt. Because I don't know. I feel like it might be abandonment issues, real for real, because I know that's one of the things I struggle with. So I
Yeah,
feel like if I don't help somebody, I'm abandoning them, and
yeah,
it's like that makes me know that makes me no better than what happened to me, you know. So I feel like if I don't help you and I'm in a situation to help you, I'm abandoning you and I'm messing up your life. But knowing that I'm not responsible for it, and especially knowing that if you're taking advantage of me, I have every right to cut you off and be true to
it's
myself.
and it's not even like, oh, I'm just cutting you off just because. No, it's called consequences and
Exactly.
actions. It's the consequences of your actions happen. Like it's not out of the blue. It's not something that just happened because people want to be. No, it's you're pushing me to this point where I can't deal with it anymore, and like that's crazy to do to somebody when they're
Right.
out there trying to help you out. You why would you want to push somebody to a point where they don't, and I think that shows somebody's true colors if you're helping them out and it's showing like the most spiteful version of them or like just the most wildest version of themselves.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is how you would act if I'm helping you out. I wonder what you would do if I needed help from you.
That's
Like,
facts.
yeah, I can't fathom that, and I can't even
Crazy you
imagine.
said that too, because that's one thing that really affected me. I help them. I never talk about it. I do it at great with my heart. But then when people help me, they hold it over my head.
Yeah,
They hold, oh, I did this and that for you. I did this and that for you. And they go telling people what they did for me. It's not only do they hold it over my head, now they spreading and telling everybody how I was in a disadvantaged situation and you had to help me out. So after a while, it's like, if that's how you're going to react when I need help, I don't want you to help me. So that made it really difficult to accept help from people and to know whether or not it's genuine. I question everybody. It's like I would rather struggle than
yeah,
to accept help from people. And you're not going to get nowhere in life with that, man. It's sabotage.
yeah, yeah. It is. Yeah, because then you're closing yourself off from the world too. You're closing yourself
Exactly.
off from people. Like you become a recluse. You it's Yeah, you
Yeah.
become the old guy talking about get off my lawn.
Exactly. Exactly.
like,
Old bitter nigga.
yeah, nobody wants to be that, you know.
But what I will say too, it made me question whether my intentions are truly pure. It's like, okay, now I see I have this abandonment issues, and if I don't help you, I feel like I'm abandoning you. So is this want and this urge to help you, is it true? Is it pure? Or is it coming from a place of lack and I'm doing this to make myself feel comfortable and tell myself that I'm a good person? So after a while, I started struggling like, am I really a good person or am I
Yeah,
just doing this? Is this really just manipulation to help me subconsciously? So after a while, I started thinking I was a shitty person. So I had to really work through it and get to myself like, this is my actual nature. I'm really
yeah,
just, I care about people and I want to help people. And I had things in place that made it hard to be pure with my intentions like that, as far as without putting my guard up. But yeah, it made me struggle. It made me really look at myself and feel like I might not be a genuine person. Or yeah,
where,
yeah,
where do you think you are now? Because I have a question to that. If like what's it call it? I have another question to that of whether or not what we do is true. But like,
right.
where do you think you are now with that?
I think most of the time it's pure because I'm
Hmm.
still working through abandonment. I feel like I get genuine urges to help people, and most of the times it's pure. But I feel like when it's somebody I've struggled with, you know, I
Yeah,
have struggles with, and I got a lot of history with, like that one person, then I feel like, okay, if I don't help you, I'm abandoning the friend, I'm abandoning the family member,
yeah,
and I've struggled with abandonment issues. So I would say about 90% of the time it is pure. And then the other 10 is stuff I need to work through. At first, I used to look at myself like, if it's only 90%, it's not 100% pure, then nah, you're not a pure person. But if something, even if you look at gold, precious metal, if something is 90% pure, that's pure, that's genuine.
yeah. I agree with you 100%. Philosophy says that nothing we do is 100% altruistic. There's no
Yes.
true altruistic, you know, feeling or being out there. There's a reason for why we do what we do every single time. Like there's no like whether it be the saint at a church, or somebody at a what do you call those things, like at a homeless shelter, helping the homeless. We all do things for a reason, and as long as you yourself, like, you can, in those people who says like they do good things just to do them, they
Right.
still get something out of it, whether it's like a good feeling within themselves
Yeah.
of feeling better because they helped this down and out person. It's there's no avoiding it,
Right.
I think, and I think that's why it's, in my opinion, a bad way to look at it in a way, because it's like there's no true altruistic good person out there.
This not.
We're just all on this earth trying to survive, and if you can help somebody out do it, and you can make their life a little bit easier, and if it does make you feel good, that's maybe that's a good thing too. Maybe feeling good from helping somebody is a good thing, where now that's going to make cause you to help more people out, because even though you're getting something out of it, what you're getting out of it is just good feelings, and a sense of what's the word, sense of like
Pride,
better,
accomplishment.
yeah, sense of accomplishment, thank you, sense of
Right.
accomplishment. And honestly, sometimes that's all you need, because some people yeah, yeah, some people
Yeah.
won't lift a finger, like,
Yeah.
so the fact that you even going out of your way to do it is, yeah,
So
I
let me
think.
ask you this too, bro, because I've I saw that philosophy before and I actually agree with it. How did you feel when you first came to that realization? Because when I first came to that realization, it almost made me cynical.
I think, I think, bro, the thing with philosophy does that, where when you first are introduced to it, everything, all the answers that they pose to you is very cynical, like a very cynical life view, But it's
Right.
it's how you digest that information. For me, I will have to agree with you. I was very cynical. I
Right.
remember I wrote in my book, "Nothing matters, everything matters. Just do whatever you want." Like, that's what I wrote in my book.
That's
So if
really
you want
life.
to be a good person, huh?
I say that's really life though. That's facts.
Yeah. If you want to be a good person, be a good person. If you don't. Like, at the end of the day, why does it matter? It only matters to you how you feel and how it affects you and other people.
Yeah.
Um, seeing that, I was like, yeah. I was like, what do you mean it's not altruistic? What do you mean? You think I'm doing this for another reason? You think I'm a bad guy pretending to be good? What's wrong with you? Like, who's out there doing that? But it's yeah. It took a while to get around. It's like, oh, I can still do good things for people. I don't need. I think it's subtly changed how I do my good things too, though. Because now I'm not. I don't boast about nothing. Like, if I help somebody out, I really don't. You won't know. You won't
Right.
know. If, like, I help somebody out on the street, you will not know I did that. Because I feel like that's one of the things I don't need to talk about. It happens. It happens.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think that's what it changed. Because sometimes people do it for bragging rights. People
Right.
love to brag, and it's like, yeah, I just helped this homeless person. Oh, I adopted this dog from the homeless shelter, and so and so. Because there's a sense of condescendingness, that
Mhm.
condescending within that
Oh, I
lawyer.
rescued this pet. This is my
Yeah,
rescue pet.
yeah. It's like, okay, that's he didn't save me. I didn't save him. He saved me. It's like, oh, okay, calm. I get it. I get it.
Right.
You did a good thing. Good job. You did, but you don't gotta do that. You don't gotta
Yeah.
do that. Now you gassing the story, and yeah, I just feel like sometimes you help you do something good, just let it be. If it's a random person you don't know in the street, let it be. It is what it is at that. But it's different when it's a family member. I'm not gonna lie. Random person is different than there's different levels of helping people, and I think. But if it's a random person, yeah, let it be. Let it be.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I appreciate you too, you and just the close homies, because y'all never took advantage of my nature, man. It was like, all right, with other people, I kind of question, should I help them? Not, are they gonna be this type of way? Like all this mental calculation be going on in my
Yeah.
head. But like with the bros, it's like, okay, we maybe it's just because how long we know each other. It's like, okay, I
So
know for
long.
sure. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like I know for sure Vito's not this type of person, so I will go out my way to help you and not even think about it.
And because we've been through a lot together. So it's I don't know. I just one thing is my nature is I will feel bad for trying to like what's call it somebody
Right.
like
Try to play somebody for nothing.
yeah, like use somebody for that. Like my consciousness won't let me because it starts to eat at me until I'm self sabotaging now. And there have been points where I've like self sabotage because of that. Because I feel like I'm using somebody. I'm just like I gotta stop. And it becomes a roller coaster in my own head. Yeah, but overall, no. Like when you're family, it's different. It's
It is.
that's family. Your family. So it's like I don't know what we're. Why would I try to do that to somebody who's my family?
So yeah, bro, that's one thing I wish people acknowledge about me is that like I got my flaws. I've hurt people. I reacted and did things out of hurt and anger and all that. But at my core, I really do care about people and I really to help people and want people to succeed.
That's a good thing though. Like that's not a. When we was asked the question, I was thinking, and it was yours sounds better than what I had. It was very pretentious and very like. I wish people know how intelligent I was.
I
I'm a
know.
pretty smart guy. I wish people acknowledge that I'm a pretty. But then there's also that thing where it's just like I'm like, okay, but calling myself a smart guy, does
Mm.
that make me smart? Like, you know what I mean? Like that
That's
constant.
real though, because growing up, man, there was a time people used to try to hide how smart they were.
Yeah.
Remember, if you show that you're smart, people start clowning you. So
Oh yeah.
like for that to be
Especially
one of your things, that's legit, bro.
especially at our middle school, bro.
Yes,
especially,
yes.
oh man,
I
that was
remember,
like that
I,
was low key like prison. If you look back, that
bro,
was
it
low
was,
key like prison,
bro. I
bro.
remember specifically a teacher. We had some kind of assembly where we was getting like rewards and whatnot. Like I think like semester rewards or something. If you got good academics, you get this reward. You had to
Yeah,
go up on stage, and people ain't want to go up on stage for the academic part. And this teacher, I remember because she was my math teacher in this street, and she was a black teacher. She came up, she started snapping. It was like, hey, he was like, why are you guys feeling bad for getting acknowledged for being smart? He was like, that's not something to be ashamed of. You're smart. That's something you should be proud of. Don't be ashamed to get up on stage. Get up on stage with your head high and acknowledge and be proud that people are acknowledging how smart you are. Forget what people are doing. Forget if they making jokes. And
yeah.
that was real. That stuck with me, man. That stuck with me because yeah, during that time, people really had to hide how smart they were.
I think too, the same people making fun of you are making fun because of jealousy. The fact they themselves can't do it, they themselves don't have that intelligence to like do what you're doing. So the only like reaction they have to that is putting you down to put
Right.
themselves up. And it's a hard thing to realize as a kid because that's your whole world at that time. That's literally your whole world. And some people are looked at as cooler than others. So like, if that's your label, that's your label for middle school. That's your label.
Mhm.
Like it's there's no changing that. Kids making fun of you. Yeah. So it's hard. It's hard on you. Um, but I definitely think that would definitely be one of them. Is not even that, just like not being looked at as smart, but the perception that I'm not smart just in general.
Yeah.
Being a person of color,
Yeah.
dark tone. I'm very fairly dark, so it's like I don't know. People are already always surprised. Oh, you're so eloquent when you speak. Oh, this and just like
Mhm.
like the backhanded compliments, bro.
Yeah, like they say it
Yeah,
as if they're surprised.
yeah,
That's the part that gets me.
yeah, yeah. Like, and I think that's what one of the things used to get on my skin. A lot of the times is that part. Um, and I think that's why I loved reading so much is because I had a teacher who believed in my reading skills back in like what elementary, middle school and stuff, and that would like help out. Like my middle school librarian, she loved me. She loved me, man. I forget her name. Oh man, I forget her name, but
I
she
forgot
was a
we had a
saint,
library in middle school.
bro. I was I was in that library almost every day, like checking out a new book because I love Greek mythology and stuff. So I always like read Greek mythology and nonfiction books. And she saw me reading, so like I forgot. She let me to to an eighth grade event. It was like I was in like we was in sixth grade, and it was like an eighth grade event in the middle. You know how there's a square, like how the school is built, right? And there's like a little open area between both sections of the school. Like between the school, there's like a little courtyard. You remember? Yeah. So there was a courtyard entrance from the library, and they had like an event there, and they had paparazzi, like press and stuff, like Delaware newspaper press and awarding. I forget what it was, some award, but I read some poem that I wrote and stuff, and then I read a passage from one of my favorite books. It was cool. It was cool, but like it just shows like she saw how much I like this. Like I was in there every day. She was like, "Oh, this kid loves to read. Let me put it into action for him. What he can do." Like I feel like with a lot of things, I never really call it got the opportunity to like have like just like the scene where she looked out for me when I was reading. Have the opportunity where this kid loves to draw. This kid let me set him on the path where he can, be more artistic. Yeah, I wish I had more teachers like that, but we didn't growing. I mean, like, yeah, I didn't. I didn't. Not a lot of people believed in me, except for my family. But that's family. But like the people within my family believed in me, but like they didn't know what I was really good at.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean? Like
So
it's
with that
different.
librarian and how she saw something in you, did you see it at that in the moment, or is it reflecting now that you see, oh,
In
this
the
lady
moment,
really believed in me?
I was just excited. I was like, "Oh, this is so cool!" Like I never really, there was nothing thought, no more thought than that's just cool. This is so cool for me to do. But like now, like looking when I would look back to, I would be like, "Oh yeah, she didn't have to do that," and it just showed like faith in me and stuff. And like when you give somebody faith and responsibility, you know, it shows up in different ways. And I feel like for example, I don't know, like having like the faith my coach had in me to make sure nobody nobody scores against us. My high school coach, nobody scores against us when we played, and that's why I played outside back because I was the fastest kid on the team, and I was strong and I was physical, but I was also very skilled. Like very, I had a lot of game knowledge. And my awareness in the game was very good. He loved that, and we beat teams we shouldn't have beaten because we had nobody on that team. I mean, we had players, but I'm talking like 4 or 5 players in an 11-a-side game. Yeah, we had players, but not like that. So it was like my his faith in me showed up with me showing up in games, and different from how like my travel coach, I don't even think my travel coach had faith in me because like this man, bro, I'm saying, bro, he never played me winger or outside back. Those are my two like positions I play, and especially outside back, I played so well. No faith. He mostly played me as winger, so just to try to use my speed. Um, but I was more comfortable playing outside back. And when he did put me, he was like, "Oh wow, you're good at that. Oh wow." I'm like, "Yeah," and no, never being able to speak up for yourself. I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I am. I know I am." So, but then I just laugh it off, like, "Haha, yeah." I don't really say nothing much. Like, um, yeah. So I think just I don't know, just like that I wish people had shown up more for that. Intelligence in different areas, not just like book smarts or whatever, but just intelligence in areas of school, sports, life. Yeah, it's that thing too where you just try to just fly under the radar
Right.
because you don't feel like you're good enough. So
Was there times where you question your intelligence and it made you almost miss a good opportunity, or it's like,
yeah.
"Ah, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not smart enough for it."
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I had the highest grade because there was a mechanical. We had a college course. I was taking my junior and senior year of high school. Me and because I went to a Votech school, so my shop mates, we got assigned like our class got chosen by the state of Delaware, and like it was a Delaware initiative to like do like shop courses for students going into the field, so they could just go straight. So it was this manufacturing course. I literally it was Delaware, it was St. George's, Hodgson, it just all the Voltech schools, right?
Right.
Um, and the different kids coming from those schools, and we all get on like around 12, get on the bus, go to the Dell Tech's facility, manufacturing school, and take courses there. So it was a college course. So it was taking college courses, and I literally at the end of the 2 year course, I had the highest grade in all of the class. I had the highest grade in all the class, but I didn't even feel like I didn't even feel like I deserved it. I felt like, oh, it was just a fluke.
Mm.
And I had a chance to take like the state test, the national test, and if I passed that, one, my my teacher would have given me $100, and two, I would have gotten this certificate, like a certified some certificate for like managerial jobs going out of high school. Um, and I just didn't do it. I just didn't do the national. I passed my final test for the class, but then there was a national. I didn't do that national. I was like, I was too scared to. I was too scared of failing, and yeah, I just felt like I would fail, so I just didn't do it.
Mm. What was
Um,
going through your head though when you were making the decision not to take it? So I'm just gonna fail anyway, or I don't know this. You don't like what's actually going through your
I
head?
felt like even though I passed, I felt like I didn't. I guess I felt like I didn't know it, which is crazy because I had the highest. I had the highest grade. I had a 98 in the class. It wasn't like, oh, I had the high grade. It's an 80 or 70. I had a 98 in the class. The tests were easy. I'm really good at test taking. I'm so like is, but I just felt like I would fail. You know, they said the last test was so long and it stressed me out. I'm not gonna lie, it stressed me out. I'm a long test taker. I take the whole time, but I'm gonna finish it, and I'm gonna finish it with high marks. But it's just it takes me a long time to finish it. So I just felt like I would fail within the time span, and I didn't want to take on that risk. So I just didn't do it. I just and that, for a long time it bothered me after that, because then my parents knew about it too, so they wanted me to do it, and like, is this better?
Yeah, what was that tapping? It's like you, yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's my call. I'm getting a phone call.
No, there'll be times you feel like you moved the microphone. We're gonna pick this part up, but back to it.
Yeah,
So, did you feel like you let your teacher down or your parents down, or is it any guilt associated with it too?
honestly, at this point in my life, there's no guilt associated with it because I
No, I
have
meant
like
at the time. At the
at
time.
the time, yeah, there was guilt. Yeah, 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 there was huge guilt. I was like, dang, I should have done it. Dang. Like all these things running through my mind because it's like it would have set me up really good. Yeah, there was a whole lot of guilt. You know,
So, what do you really think it was that just made you feel like you had the highest grade? You were shoo-in to get certified if you take that test. I feel like you definitely would have passed. What do you really think it was that made you not want to take
I
it?
don't know. I mean, at the time, I didn't know, but it was probably anxiety and all this other stuff, and like all the other things we don't really know and talk about as kids. But yeah, anxiety, fear of failure, fear of letting people down. I felt like, and then like fear of not being good enough. Like just all those things encompassed one another, and like I just didn't want to risk it. You know.
Mhm. Did you use that moment as like proof for shit in the future? Like when you doubt yourself, you're like, oh, see, just like that test, man. I think I wasn't smart enough for that test. I may not be able to do this. Because that's one thing people will do when they doubt themselves. They look at other times where they self sabotage and use that as proof to why they can't do something now.
I think I use that as proof as like, because as like, I think for me, it's when I started to recognize my self sabotaging behavior when I'm filled with difficult tasks. Is is that is and that's one of the huge points for me because I'm like I self sabotage here and when it could have set me up good, and then I started to notice because at first I didn't notice what I didn't know and notice what it was. I thought it was just like, ooh. giving myself an excuse to not do something. Like literally, well, I overslept. I couldn't go to the test. Oh, I overslept. I could have. And then you
Right.
start to notice those little. I'm like, wait. There's a pattern here, and it's every time like I'm feeling anxiety over these huge life things and like school things that are stressing me out and like just shelling up, you know, and yeah, and nobody really spoke out. I mean, there are people in my life who did, and that's why it helped me like realize. But at the time when I was going through it and stuff, and really not talking about it, nobody really asked. So people started to say, "Ah, good." Yeah, that's what
So
happened.
let me. When did you realize that was one that was one of your problems as far as not feeling smart enough? Like, when did you actually think like, yo, this is something I've been feeling since a kid?
Good question.
I think for me, just to give you an example of what you think about that, there were some things I struggled with, but it wasn't until something triggered it in my adult life where I realized, yo, I've been struggling with this since a kid. That one event that really made me sit down and think, like, why do I do this? It made me reflect and see, like, okay, it's from childhood. I've been feeling this way since a kid. Like when I felt inadequate about being smart. And yeah, now when it comes to doing things, getting certifications, even for professional certifications for my job and whatnot, there was doubts that I would be smart enough to actually pass the test, and I damn near wanted to not take it. And I had to sit down and think like, why am I feeling this way? Then I had to think of patterns of when this shit happened throughout my life, and came back. It came back to when I was a young boy. My dad used to always call me stupid when I make just little kid mistakes, and that constantly just echo every little thing. Use your head. Oh, you stupid. You stupid. You stupid. So then that started ringing through my head, and growing up, chances that I started missing out on big chances because I didn't feel like I deserved it, and I didn't feel like I was smart enough for it. I tested into honor roll classes. I didn't take the honor roll classes. Uh, I get recommended professionally to take these certifications to people see the skills in it. I feel like I'm going to waste my money and my time doing that. But that catalyst made me really reflect and find out where the root cause was, and it was going back to me always being called stupid as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I asked, what moment or what event really made you realize, like, yo, I feel inadequate about my intellectual abilities, and I've been feeling this way since a kid.
For me, I don't think it's been since a kid, cause like it was weird. Elementary school, I did good. Middle school is when I suffered.
Mm,
Because, like you said, you don't want to be seen as smart. So, like, I didn't really do anything. High school is when I did really, really well, right? Like,
mm,
I'm talking honor roll every year, distinguished honor roll. I think college, when I started getting grades that I didn't expect myself to get, like, but I'm like, what's going on here? Like, or like, and one of my best subjects is writing, and doing bad in writing was like a gut punch. But then, like, one is blaming myself and then blaming my professor,
mm,
or like some kind of like, what's going on here? Because sometimes I write things, and now going to the bro, it got to a point I got a D on my like first English on paper. I remember this, got a D, so I went to the writing. There's a writing room or whatever to help people with their writing and stuff. And what they changed was so minimum. And but like my English teacher, she was the head of the writing center,
mm,
so like she knew who all went. And just going there changed my grade. But they barely changed anything. And I started seeing that pattern of, oh, is it really am I dumb, or is there a little prejudice going on here? Because papers I would write well, like so well, so like not to get extremely well. I'm a really good writer. I'm a really good writer. I would write really well, and just see now the grades are going up. But now seeing B's when I feel like I should be getting A's for them because I know how well I write, and I know what my other classmates are writing too, and it's either on the same level or not better than mine. That's my. I mean, other people may have, but again, that's my opinion. But just seeing that like difference where it's just like, are you slighting me? Is there, what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Is there a colorful reason you're doing this or this is
Right.
happening? Like,
Right.
because it's not making sense to me, and then first it was really just me feeling like I wasn't good enough for college to do it, and then you realize, that's no, that's not it. That's not it at all. That's not it at all. Because like I've seen some of these kids' papers that get better grades than me,
Right.
and I'm amazed at the fact that all you need is a good complexion to do it sometimes, and
Right.
maybe it speaks to the area I went to school in, but
You
yeah,
was in the woods, man.
huh?
You was in the woods, bro. You was
I
in
was in Bumba. I was in
motherfucking
Bumba. Listen, and but that didn't come to me until after feeling down on myself for so long about like my grades and it stressing me out and stuff. And yeah, yeah.
So let me pick it back off that question. So when did you actually start acknowledging how smart you are? Like you used to question it and whatnot, but when did you sit down and was like, no, I am really smart. I am really intelligent. And I'm not gonna feel bad for acknowledging it.
I don't know. I don't. There wasn't a specific time. I just kept telling myself that like there wasn't a specific time. I think it's just realization of everything I can do, and one talking to just people in general, and like some people get offended by words easily, words they don't understand,
Right.
the words that I'm saying that they just don't understand what it means, and they get offended by me and want to start a fight, and I'm just like, I have to dumb down what I'm saying so people can understand me, and you're dumbing down because I just came back from college.
You
Like
can feel
the
it.
way they're speaking on is is different. Is really different, and that's not to be condescending or not. It's just like it's more of a what's the word? It's more like what's bigger vocabulary. Like
Yeah, the academic
teachers,
setting speak
yeah,
different.
teachers stress you to use, professors stress you to use bigger vocabulary within your writing to like you get more score for that or whatever, and it's yeah, in academia it's looked at as better for you. It's how you show intelligence is through your vocabulary. Is one of the blaring ones of how you show intelligence is through vocabulary. How well you speak. But just I think me just using certain words and stuff, I realized, oh, maybe I am a little smart. Maybe I am a little smart. Because it's like the regular everyday people can say, and that's every. See, that's what I mean when I say it's gonna sound condescending, because it's like I don't mean to be condescending at all, and intelligence shows up in different ways, and I know that for a fact. You can be intelligent in life. You can be like so very good at like life skills. You can just know things that innately I don't like. I'm terrible at taxes. Obviously, so many people are. There's so many things I'm not good at that I know for a fact. I think, and that's one sign of showing. One sign of intelligence is knowing what you're good at, and like just sticking to that. I think, and like I see that to say, just there's just some people in life that are just dumb though, that are just dumb. But then you see them and you're just like, how did you get where you are when I'm struggling? And then that makes you feel stupid, and that makes you feel stupid. Because it's like, what did I do wrong? But it has nothing to do with uh that. It just has to do with just life things you can't control sometimes. The realization for me, it just happened, and I think me realizing that is what changed my mindset into what I wanted for myself. You know, I started to be more aware of maybe it wasn't just my intelligence that was holding me back, but my attitude towards certain things. Attitude towards just responsibilities in general, and that's one of the things that's holding me back, not my intelligence. And really stop blaming my intelligence and start taking more initiative in life, you know, and that's where I noticed a huge difference. Because it's like, okay, I just didn't have initiative. I just didn't have belief in myself. It wasn't that I was dumb, you know, and because I know so much, like skills and skills that I know I have because I worked hard to get it. I don't know. It would just be a disservice to myself and so rude to call myself dumb and not call myself intelligent. And I feel like if you feel like you're good at something, then you have a level of confidence. You can call yourself smart without being condescending. You know, you have to have that belief. You have to have that confidence within yourself to really truly strive for what you want.
Right. That's a great note to end on right here. So, my man, 3 things you learned, bro, from your story and my story.
I feel like I just wrapped it up in the end there. But just overall, for me, you're only as smart as you treat yourself. You know, confidence carries so much of how well you achieve in life. So like, if your confidence is low, your perception of yourself will be low. Your perception of your intelligence will be low. So perceive yourself higher. You know. And three, this is so like, what's we call it? Read. If you want to, if you feel like you're dumb, what's we call it, and you want to get smart, read. As a kid, I read so much, and I still to this day love reading. Read more. It helps so much in expanding your vocabulary. Read more. It doesn't hurt. You know, take 30 minutes out your day, do that. But for you, off your story, kindness is not and should not be a weakness. It is not. I'm just gonna like wrap all the points up together, right? Because I feel like so kindness is not and should not be a weakness. It's not something that should be taken advantage of. And if somebody is taking advantage of your kindness, you have to recognize that. Address your people pleasing nature within yourself to stick up for yourself, because people will only go so far as you let them. You know, and if you keep on letting them, they'll keep on pushing your buttons until there's no more buttons to push. And you don't want anybody to get you to that point. So you can be kind, but you also have to be firm. And there's nothing wrong with being firm and setting boundaries for yourself within your kindness. That does not make you any less, any more kind. It just makes you a person who knows where your boundaries lie, and setting boundaries so you know can who you can and who you can trust, pretty much. Because if they're able to cross your boundaries, that's not a person that should be in your life, because they'll keep on crossing it. No matter how many times you ask them not to, you tell them not to, you even push the goalposts back, it'll keep on happening. Find people within your life that won't cross that boundary, that will stay firm to the boundaries you set, and I think your kindness won't be abused.
Well said, bro. Listening to your story, one, it's okay to be smart. Smart is a strength. It's okay to show that you're smart and be proud of being smart. And like what you said, man, I really like what you said. I never heard no one say it like that. And I'm trying to remember what it was you said. You
Was
said
it the
that,
first one?
yeah, you said, damn, you're only as smart as you treat yourself.
Yeah, something like
Something
that.
like that. Something like that.
We can play
You're
back
only
the
as, yeah, we can run it back. You're only as smart as you treat yourself. And I feel like that's huge because if you're smart enough to have these opportunities coming your way, but you don't have the confidence to back it up, and then you trick yourself out of these opportunities, that's stupid. So yeah, confidence goes a long way, and it's okay to be confident in your intelligence and stand up for it and show it. And with mine, it's a couple. I'm gonna try to just
Yeah, it's okay. Take your time. We can always just cut this part out and just.
yeah, for sure. We're gonna cut this part out. Yeah, for sure we gonna cut this part out. But yeah, what did I learn from mine? I have it, but I'm trying to think of how
Yeah.
to. Don't let the way people react to who you are change your character. If you're a kind person and people are constantly taking advantage of it, that
I
doesn't
like
mean
that.
you don't have to be kind anymore. You don't have to be given out of spite because you are now moving out of your nature. And if you keep moving out of your nature, you're bound to self destruct. If you are a kind person who's naturally given, then that means you may just have to be more selective about who you be kind to. Not everybody gonna deserve your kindness. But that doesn't mean that you should allow yourself to turn cold because people you gave kindness to people who didn't deserve it and they used you or they took advantage of you. To trust yourself when you see the patterns. Because like I said, if I get hurt and I don't see it coming, it's whatever. It's a lesson learned. What hurts me the most is when I see something, I see the patterns, I see the signs that I could possibly get hurt. This person could possibly take advantage of me, but I let it happen anyway. And that goes back to your thing about you're only as intelligent as the way you treat yourself. If you're smart enough to notice the signs, trust your intelligence, be confident enough to trust your intelligence and make the moves that's necessary. I think I'll wrap it up at there, man. It's been a
Yeah.
great episode, man. Great episode, bro.
Thank you guys for watching. Listen to our podcast on Spotify at If I Knew. Follow, like, and subscribe to our YouTube. Yeah, please. And yeah, just show love and show support. And
Right.
thank you for everybody watching. Honestly,
Thank you guys, man. Again, follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram at If I Knew Pod. We dropping content every day. And let us know too, man. This is the question of the week. What is one what is something you wish people acknowledge about you? So this is the question of the week. Make sure that drop something in the comments. Let us know what's one thing you wish people acknowledged about you. And bro, I feel like after this, we're gonna cut this part out, but I feel like after this, we should pick the card for next week, take a picture of it, and like post it before we drop the next episode to
I
get
love that. I love that.
talk.
I love that. See what people are saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Engagement.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Because that's what them niggas on SNG be doing. They post a question first and they get people's response and then
Yeah.
they read the response.
This
I
is
wanted
why
to do something like that too.
we might need a Twitter account too, or like you can even do it on YouTube where you can make a post on YouTube.
Yeah,
Like
YouTube community.
yeah, I like that. I like that. We can do it on all the platforms honestly, and then like see what people are saying.
But yeah, because that's a way for us to wait. Let me wrap this up. So thank you. You can follow me at Speak Life Hypnosis. That's Speak Life Hypnosis on Instagram. I am a professional hypnotherapist. I help people that have been doing the work and you feel like you just need that extra hand. You feel like it's just something that you just can't address. You know there's something in you that needs to be addressed, but you can't figure out what it is. I'll help you go through all your problems. I'll help you go through your problems, walk you down through your memories, and help you find out what it is that you actually need to solve and resolve. And with that, you'll see great results. So you follow me on Speak Life Hypnosis. You can follow my brother Vito on.
At Visuals or Motive on Twitch. That's MMOTIV. Come in, say hi, have a good time. Follow me at Visuals if you want your. I do photos, videos, photography, videography, and just all around anything film related.
All right, great. So thank you guys again, and gonna wrap it up, man. You guys have a great week.
Thank you.
All right.